Hey guys, Peter here, and today we have a knife review for you. Today we have the Contender by Boker, and it's part of their Magnum series. So I'll start with some stats for you. The Contender is 4.5 inches closed with a 3 1/4 inch 440 stainless steel hollow ground leaf point blade. It is a liner lock. It has black and gray patterned micarta handle scales. It has a unidirectional pocket clip set up for right side tip down carry. The overall weight is 156 grams or 5.5 ounces, so it is a little bit hefty. Alright guys, so first impressions out of the box. Firstly, love the packaging. It comes in, I think they call it they call it a gift tin, and what it is this embossed metal case, very nice, nice and sturdy. It's certainly a step above your regular cardboard boxes, and if you do want to give it as a gift, it's certainly a nice thing to have. So inside, you have warranty information. You can register it with them. I never have, so I don't know any of the benefits of doing that, but it's nice to have that option. Set that off to the side. Alright, so aesthetics out of the box. Honestly, I love it. I say it is an absolute great choice on the handle scales here. And the polished steel bolsters, they really make for a nice, smooth overall look. The blade style also is really nice for this knife. Now, opening is very smooth, but I will say that it is a little bit tight out of the box. So you just keep that in mind. Now, it's too tight for me personally. I prefer a much quicker opening. But again, that's personal preference, so do with that what you will. But it is very smooth, which is nice to see. Now, that being said, the positioning, size, and style of the thumb stud makes it for really easy deployment. Now, I am a righty, so I can't really speak for lefties too much, but I mean, that's pretty good. I can try it for your lefty here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, really done nicely. I've seen some sloppy placement in my day, and it's nice to see that the Boker did a really good job with that. And so moving on to the overall size of the knife. Now my hands aren't huge; they're probably on the smaller side for your average male. But it feels really comfortable in my hand. I can lock in pretty nicely. So if you're a bigger guy with a bigger hand, I don't think you'll have any problem at all feeling secure on this. It's not dainty by any means, but it does feel really nice in the hand. Now there's some jimping on the thumb ramp. Let's see if you can see that there. Yeah, there we go. Some jimping on the thumb ramp here, which gives you a little bit of extra grip if you do like to, really choke up on the blade here, which is always nice. And then an ice pick grip, reverse grip, however you want to call it. It's very comfortable in the hand. So, I've had some blades that were designed very clearly to be held only in, we'll call this hammer grip, which is fine for day-to-day use, but I know that some people do prefer to switch to ice pick for knife fighting, combat, things like that. Now you also have a non-tubed lanyard loop, I guess you'd call it. I mean, this is excessive for a hole, if you can see this here. I've never used a lanyard with any knife I've ever owned, but it's nice to have the option, so that's a nice little touch. Plus, aesthetically, it's really not that bad. I kind of like it, and it's nice and sturdy. Now, for being completely skeletonized, you can see that there. I mean, there's just nothing here, and it's just sheet steel. There's no tubing here, no filler. It's just straight hollow, flow through. But that being said, it's really strong. There's no flex in it at all, which is really nice to see. Okay, so moving on. We have the overall look of the knife, which I personally really like. When you have the black and gray pattern micarta here with the polished stainless steel bolster here, it flows really nicely in the design of it. So, marks to Boker for that. It looks really sweet. Plus, just the shape of the blade is pretty nice. You have your hollow ground there, which I personally always love. So, it looks good. And you also have on the blade, see if I can bring this in a bit closer for you. There we go, Magnum by Boker. And I think, yep, turn this over for you. You have 440 stainless steel on the blade there. Alright, now, as far as uses, well, its overall weight does make it a little bit heavy for an EDC. Again, that's just me personally, but I feel it's a little too heavy for that. Now, you could still carry it if you don't mind a heavier knife. It's certainly well built, so it can take the daily abuse of an EDC. It's sturdy enough that you could feel confident using it for, even your heavier cutting jobs. So not just opening packages, but if you had to cut some really heavy-duty rope, or even cutting through a little bit of wood, I would feel safe doing that. It's got a very nice sturdy feel to it, really solid lockup. But just keep in mind though that with their choice for the grind on the blade. Now the whole point of a hollow grind means there's less material at the blade here, which means you have very smooth cuts. But the fact that there's less material here throughout the whole thing, see if you can get a good look at just what kind of edge you're looking at here. Oop. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get my camera focus on this. There we go. So you don't have a lot of material on that edge, which translates to nice smooth cuts, but you also have to keep in mind that the less material there does kind of weaken it a little bit. So you're more likely to roll an edge on a hollow grind than you are with a flat grind, or a chisel grind. So just keep that in mind. I wouldn't use this if you were hacking away at something. Then you certainly run the risk with such little material here at the belly of the knife. You certainly run the risk of rolling your blade over, chipping it, or something along those lines. So just keep that in mind as far as what you're going to be using it for. But overall, very nice aesthetics. It's a very mature, adult-looking knife. This doesn't look like some toy. This looks like a man's knife. There's not a lot of frill to it, which I also like. It's very, I don't know what you'd call it, we'll call it an efficient knife, shall we? There's not a lot of excess here. There's nothing on here that doesn't need to be here, except for maybe the lanyard loop on the back here. But potato, potato. It adds a nice little look to it anyway. Really, really nice styling overall, which I can't complain with. It's certainly one of the nicer looking knives I've had in a while. It's comfortable in the hand, regardless of your grip. So if you choke up, if you don't choke up, if you hammer grip, ice pick or reverse grip, very, very comfortable. Again, a little bit heavy for EDC, but you certainly could. I don't know if I would. And it's a nice show knife. This is something you could very proudly show off to your friends, especially with such a nice case as this. You also wouldn't feel awkward, giving it as a friend. Giving it as a gift to a friend. So yeah, overall, I'd probably give this out of 10, maybe a solid 7.5. Very, very nice knife. Really, the only complaint I have is it's a little bit heavy and a little bit stiff. But both of those are, very personal opinions. So it might be the perfect weight for you and the perfect opening. So keep that in mind. But yeah, great knife. So nicely done by Boker here. Love it a lot. And till next time, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Adios, guys.